Kiss the rings, bitch.
What up, what up, what up, YouTube? In today's video, we're going to be showing you guys how to counter one of the most overpowered aspects of the game in Warzone on big map or resurgence modes. That's right, we're going to be showing you guys all the different ways that you can counter smoke grenades. In Warzone 1, smokes became popular because there was a lot of space to cover without cover, getting from points of interest, right? So from a building to a building or across an open field, you could smoke. If a player got downed, you could smoke to give you some cover to res. Smokes are truly the most overpowered form of defensive cover that you have in this entire game, especially once they came out with the black cell version, which is black smoke. Makes it even harder to see than the gray smoke. So as you can see right here, smoke grenade, we have the black cell one, so that is going to be black smoke. This is your normal grayish white smoke right here. But how do you counter that? There's a couple different ways. First thing, snapshot grenade provides a momentary glimpse of enemies within the blast radius of your team or squad. Now in Warzone 1, these used to snap through the wall. They don't do that anymore, so you do have to get contact on the player within the radius. But when you do that, it's going to give you an outline of that player. You're going to essentially get free wall hacks. You're going to get a whole orange outline of the player. You'll be able to follow that player for a few seconds, right? Now, the second way that you can counter smoke grenades, right here in your perk packages. That one all the way on the right, Combat Scout. This was super popular in the first Warzone, kind of fell out of popularity just because of high alert being in the slot. A lot of people opted for that. And then because the game audio was so bad, people were using Flex for the advanced audio, you know, the footsteps, all that stuff. Plus it does delay explosives, cluster mines, Bettys, all that stuff. Those get delayed with that as well. But this right here, Combat Scout in your perk 4 slot is going to be another way that you can counter smoke. So what is Combat Scout? Bullets you fire briefly mark an enemy for you and your squad. Hitting the enemy from farther away increases the mark time. A lot of people don't know that. So when you hit somebody up close, it is going to be shorter than if you got them at range. Only one enemy will be marked at a time. So if you do hit a couple people within smoke, you're not going to see everybody. It is only going to mark one player at a time. But once that mark goes away and you hit somebody else, it'll mark that player as well. And then one of the last and most obvious ways that you can counter smoke, right here in your optics, the thermal sight, I use the FSS Spectre Microtherm. Reason being, if you happen to have purchased the Fallout bundle, this last one, Atomic Disintegrator, it has a different colored outline than all of the other thermals. So I'm going to go ahead and show you. This is going to actually outline your enemies in green. So here we are in the firing range. Now you can see right there his head, his chest. Look at that green outline. In game, it is even more obvious. It's going to outline these people all the way. You do get a little bit of green because of the muzzle flash, the smoke that comes on, but this sight is truly overpowered. Now let me show you what it looks like without that. You can see it's lighting up white. So head, chest, still getting the outlines, but it's not as overpowered as that green one. Now this is another popular one, and this was the first thermal one that really got a lot of popularity when Warzone 2 switched over, the SZ Hollow Therm. I would probably opt for this if you don't feel like spending the money on the Fallout bundle to get the green outline with your thermal. This is the one that I would run over the other normal version that I was showing you, because it does have a little bit of a different oranges tint to it, and I just think it's a little bit easier to see. So see, the orange, I think that's easier to see than the white. And if you click in the left stick, you can toggle the thermal on and off. So you can see without it, then with it. And there we have it. Those are your ways that you can counteract smokes when you're jumping into games of multiplayer, when you're jumping into games of Warzone with your boys or running solo. We have the snapshot grenades, the thermal. We covered this version, the OP green FSS thermal, the SZ Hollow Therm, and then also Combat Scout in your last perk slot. I do highly recommend running at least the last two if you are having a hard time counteracting smokes, and I do especially recommend throwing it on your long range weapons for your end game circles, because once that final zone pops, people are throwing smokes left and right, trying to rotate, trying to get cover, as we mentioned in the video before. Snapshot grenades, they may not be for everyone. That is a little bit more of a niche thing, and it's probably not even the worst thing for you yourself to run smokes on your class when you're trying to counter smokes. Reason being, you have all the upper hands. You've got your Combat Scout, you've got your thermal sight. So if you are getting pushed by multiple people, or even if you're pushed when you're not in the best scenario, pop a smoke, look down your thermal sight, and you have the upper hand. You see him coming. But that's going to wrap up today's video. Thank you as always from the Royal Warzone family. We love you. We appreciate everything you do helping the channel grow. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Oh, and don't forget to
Kiss the rings, bitch.